Hey, what's going on, Wealthy Legacy Journeyers? Welcome back to the Wealthy Legacy Journey. I'm your host, Kendell Liden, and the title of today's episode is I didn't even put one down. Probably big changes. So sorry for the delay. It's been, I think, 3 or 4 weeks since the last time that I posted to the podcast. And that's because there's just been so many things happening, just thing after thing after thing. It's been awesome growth. I've really enjoyed it. There's been lots of great things that have come out of it, but it's still been growing pains. So, let me give you an update of kind of where we're at on things. I have a new title. Well, actually, I better back up beyond that. So, I think the last time we talked, I had already decided that stocks were not the direction I was going to go. I was going to continue in real estate. I sent Nathan a letter basically just saying like, hey, long term, I'd like to stay with the team. Let me know where I can fit. I'd really like to be in an equity role. I really want something that I can, grow a business that I have at least partial ownership in. I went through some awesome Dave Ramsey and Myron Golden content and stuff like that. And one of the things that Myron Golden said that stood out to me is he talked about how, Apple takes a very small percentage of the profits from apps within the end, like app purchases made through the App Store. And Amazon makes a small percentage of the profit on products sold through its website. And he talked about how some of these larger companies, they claim to understand that 30% of a watermelon is still a heck of a lot more than 10 or 100% of a grape. And so he talked about, being a part of something bigger and maybe having less equity actually results in more fruit, more volume than trying to do something 100% on your own. Another thing was Dave Ramsey. He said something along the lines in his book, what book? Baby Steps Millionaires, that your income is your greatest wealth producing asset. Excuse me. And I realized, man, like I have not given my income near enough credit over the years for what it can do for me in the way of building wealth. And so as Libby and I really stepped back and we analyzed the situation, we looked at, okay, well, stocks aren't going to be the direction that we're moving. We want to keep doing the land, deals. We want to keep moving that direction. We don't want to like bleed out that capital that we have. We really want to be able to continue growing in a strong direction. One of the other really exciting updates since the last time that we talked is that the Palestine lot officially sold. I think it was under contract. It sold. We sold it for 35,000. I think we closed around like 31,200. I'm at some point going to do a deal update on that where I break down all the numbers and what happened. But I think all in we were at like 14,000 and change. And we ended up, closing out, getting money back at 31,000 and some change. And so a little over doubling money there, which was really exciting. It was a great deal to be a part of, and I'm very excited to do more of those. Unfortunately, in January, there were really no great potential opportunities to go after at the tax sales. So we'll see what February holds. But as of right now, we now have that money just set aside, waiting for the next right real estate deal. One of my goals, actually, I'll share this. This would be cool. My kind of like 5 goals going into 2025. So, one of those is in my relationship with the Lord. Evening quiet time has been a big part of my life for probably the last 2, maybe 3 years now, very consistently reading the Bible or doing some type of, quiet time reading plan of some sort over the last 2 to 3 years. Or, excuse me, that was in the morning. First thing in the morning, I would read, do my Bible quiet time. Now in 2025, I want to add in doing evening Bible time. There's a verse, Psalms 1, 1 through 3. And essentially in verse 3, it talks about blessed is the man who meditates on the law of the Lord both day and night. For he will be like a tree standing by waters, and his leaf will not wither, and whatever he does, he will prosper. Um, Something along those lines. I'm not like perfecting it. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a long day, long couple weeks, but something along those lines. And when I read that, I was just kind of like hit with, dang, like I do meditate on the law of the Lord every morning, and it's been really fruitful for my life. But do I close my days with the law of the Lord? No, I haven't been. And so I was just challenged. And so now I'm doing like the Bible app reading plan, like their kind of morning, daily quiet time. I do that in the morning. And then at night, I go through a longer, it takes me about 30 minutes, and I'm going through the Bible in a year. And it's like a Bible in a year and commentary because I've been through the Bible in a year twice. and I wanted to grow. So that's kind of my like the God relationship side of things as far as goals for 2025. On the side of being a husband, my goal is to serve Libby more. And so I'm actually cooking breakfast now 4 days a week, and being able to help her in big ways on that front. And that's kind of one of the big ways that I'm trying to pick up the slack right now, as well as either being there to help Libby throughout the week or hiring somebody to help her throughout the week for some babysitting stuff. So she's not mom literally every single waking moment of the day on call. That used to be more of my role, but I've had a big change, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. A big change going into 2025 that now puts me busier. And so we're kind of having to pivot on what that time looks like. As far as the dad goes, I wanted to be able to introduce more positive reinforcement into my parenting. So not just negative reinforcement, not just seeing bad behavior and disciplining that, but then being like, oh, you did good, like good job, and kind of ignoring it. But how can I be more intentional about addressing good behavior? And so we actually introduced a token system where every time one of our kids has good behavior, we say, hey, way to go. And especially if it's like something that they're struggling with or something like that, we have actually some certain categories that are like designated out. Hey, if you can take a bath and then, get out, you're like clean, get out, put on your diaper, put on your pajamas all by yourself in under 5 minutes. Or you can get ready for church all by yourself in under 5 minutes. You get 2 tokens. And for a lot of things, it's just 1 token. If you help mom out with a random task and you do a really good job, you can get 2 tokens. And for potty training, if you don't wet your diaper or wet the bed at night or anything like that, 3 tokens, because that's one of the big hurdles that we're facing in the Liden home right now. And it's to happen when you have 3 little kids. But, just those types of things. And that's been really wonderful. And so what we've been doing is collecting tokens throughout the week. There are these little plastic tokens. I might show them at some point if anybody's ever interested in what we're doing. But it's working really well. It keeps them very motivated. Basically, we tally it up. Libby and I have like a shared notes on our iPhones, and we keep a tally of it throughout the week. And then on Sunday, right after naps, around like 3 o'clock, is typically our time. That's kind of the best time in our week. Both of the kids sit down. We draw all their tokens. We've got this money box that's full of, like $100 of, different denominations and then some coins and stuff like that. And so we pay them out for their week. And it's based on their good behavior because honestly, in our own adult lives, if we do our job well, and we produce value to the world around us and we have good behavior, we expect to be rewarded for it. And a lot of times that reward comes in a monetary sense because people vote for you and your product and your behavior and your attitude with their dollars. And that's how you get promotions and that's how you grow in the world because you're producing more value. You have a positive attitude when you show up and all these different things. So positively reinforcing the kids being another big thing. As far as like, I guess, personal business growth, I want to have 4 tax lots. Or not even necessarily tax lots, but I want to end up flipping or at least purchasing to flip 4 lots in 2025. I think that's totally an achievable goal based on what kind of cash we have coming in and some of the things that we've got going on in as far as like the money that we have right now. There was something else, but since I didn't write it down before this, it's drawing a blank on me right now. The other day, something I want to add, and then I'll get to the big life update, is kind of like an update in a philosophy. So as you guys know, we have active income, active investment income, and passive investment income, and then as well as like passive income. And those are our categories. But I thought, man, it's kind of like a complicated way to name each and every one of those money categories. And I heard a sermon this last week, and it just kind of dawned on me. This wasn't the naming convention used in the sermon, but they were talking about like honoring the Lord with your money and stuff, and it just hit me. And I was like, oh my gosh, trading your time for money, which is active income, is maintenance income. It's a way to maintain the lifestyle that you currently have. But the question you have to ask yourself is the lifestyle that I currently have right now a lifestyle that I want to maintain, or is it a lifestyle that I want to grow beyond? If it's a lifestyle you want to grow beyond, you can't just stay in maintenance income and expect to grow very far from the place that you're currently at. Now, trading your time and money for money, we call it active investment income, but a simple naming convention would be to simply call this growth income. So this is the income that's actually going to help you go from just maintenance mode to real growth mode. And then finally, our passive investment income, which is trading money for money, I call that freedom income. So the different tiers, the three levels of income, if you will say, are maintenance income, growth income, and freedom income. Now, if we were to like, say, oh, maybe a fourth level of income and look at, trading nothing for money, and, call that like that's our passive income, that's like the money that you get from Social Security and things of that nature. We'd have to, I don't know, it'd probably be like it's not fake money, but, unreliable money. Um, uh, Man, poor money. I mean, like, because nobody's living like a really nice life off of that. I don't know. It'd be like something along those lines. I have to figure it out, but it's not the kind of income that we want to get stuck in. So right now, we're just going to focus on moving through the levels: maintenance income, growth income, and freedom income, which is trading your time for money. Maintenance income, trading your time and money for money, which is like the Palestine deal. Growth income, maintenance income would be like my job where I get paid X amount of dollars per year, X amount of dollars per hour. Growth income is like when I buy Palestine for 14 and I sell it for 31. It's money that was working for me. I had to take the time to learn how to do the tax sale, to go to the tax sale, to buy the tax sale. I had to invest my money into it. I put my time, my money together, and it produced more money back out of itself. And then eventually, I can do something like buy, an Apple, a share of Apple, and they'll pay me a dividend every quarter for doing absolutely nothing besides holding the share. And when they pay me that money, that is true freedom income because it took me no time to earn that money. The last thing I want to share with you guys, I think this is it as far as this episode's update, um, is a new job change, a new title, a new role. So after I sent that letter to Nathan, we got together. We had some really great conversations about what the future would look like. And ultimately, he invited me to basically be, or not basically, to be the COO of Ambition X, which is the next level of everything he's been growing here on the Ambition Group team. And so we're, finalizing the details of what that looks like logistically, what my role is. But basically, it's taking all my knowledge of, startups. I've had a couple of startups that have gotten up off the ground, but I failed to scale them well. And I'm going to take the knowledge to get this up off the ground, and then he's going to teach me, or at least help also give me the resources to know how to scale this venture. And so that goes back to me realizing that 30% of a watermelon is bigger than 10% of a grape. 10% of a watermelon is still bigger than 100% of a grape. And so, basically the breakdown will be determined by how involved he has to be slash how much I'm going to be able to take over the next 30, 60, 90 days. And basically the less involved he has to be and the more active I can be, the bigger percentage of equity I'll have and vice versa. The more involved he has to be and the less I can do on my own, the smaller portion of equity I'll have because he'll retain that. And so my goal, obviously, once I figured out like here's what the max gain is, I was like, I want to know what the big goal is, and I've been doing everything in my power to make sure that I'm able to get to that point. So that's why today, I'm actually recording at our office space. We're about to move to a new office space. We're launching a bunch of really cool stuff, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. I'm not going to be in the home office near as much anymore because I'm full time back here at the office as we grow out Ambition X, which I'm very excited about. And I think there's going to be a lot of wonderful growth to come. But once I get the podcasting equipment set up at my future permanent desk space, I'll then be able to get back to the weekly episodes on time, every time, and make sure that those are rolling out to you guys. But yeah, I mean, that's a quick update. I wanted to make sure I at least got something put together so that not too much time went in between the last time we talked and the next time we talked. But with all that said, let's close with our identity mantra and some definitions. So I'll say it first. You guys say it after me. I explore the unknown. I conquer new frontiers. My journey is powerful, and my wake is a wealthy legacy. And as a reminder, the way we define wealthy here at the Wealthy Legacy Journey is simply the ability to cover your monthly expenses without having to lift a finger. It's essentially freedom income to the point that you're able to cover your monthly expenses. And the way we define legacy here at the Wealthy Legacy Journey is leaving a long-lasting impact on others who come after you as they receive the fruit of your labor, whether that fruit be good or bad. So remember, plant good seeds, cultivate good trees, and you will indeed bear good fruit in your life. With all that been said, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping by for another episode. It has been great hanging out with y'all. I'm so sorry for the delay between the last one and this one. I cannot promise there won't be another big delay. But over the next 2, 3 weeks, we'll be moving into the new office space. And then once I get all this set up for its full-time home, I should be able to get these back to you much more regularly. With all that said, guys, awesome hanging out with y'all. And I will see y'all on the next episode when that comes around. Bye, everybody.